Most of us are here because that's what we've always done and we want to keep doing it. I'm certainly not doing this for the money. There is no profit in blueberries, and hasn't been for a while. But I have this tradition that I like to keep going. I hopefully can make enough money to pay the taxes on this building and the blueberry land that I own, which is expensive. Taxes go up every year, and the price of blueberries does not.
There is going to be some.
There always is.
See, there's another, that's probably a tablet there. These are in the blueberry season. By then they'd run out of logs anyway, so they close that down and shift them up here and handles the whole thing. It's all more mechanized. Whereas the other ones for these, you can carry these around, move them. It's an electric, gas-powered motor. And you put some boxes under here. That's where they're going to come out. Hi. Yeah, I'm John Gaddis, East Machias, blueberry grower and operator of this receiving station.
I'm Sarah Schmelzer.
I'm Rusty Schmelzer, and we are the owner-operators of Till Death Farm, right here in Columbia Falls.
I was born into this because my parents and my grandparents before them owned this building that we're in. It used to be a canning plant when they canned wild blueberries, and they grew berries and bought berries around the area and brought them here to process. And I grew up with that as a small boy, and I began raking berries in the field, hand raking, and grew into helping out in the factory and the receiving station.
Grew up raking blueberries and just living this life. Got my first tractor when I was 14, and I was too small to reach the pedals, so I had somebody else driving, and I worked the back of the tractor, and I just slowly moved up and got newer, better equipment as I got more into it, I guess. You grew up raking blueberries to get school clothes and backpacks and everything that you ever wanted. As a kid, that's how I grew up, raking blueberries, and a lot of that is being lost now because you don't have as many hand rakers. There's no crews. It's a little different.
Is that a tablet?
That's probably a tablet. It doesn't have Hubbard on it, so it's probably a tablet. And hand rakers are pretty much a thing of the past. And younger kids don't seem to want to get involved with hand raking, whereas when I was growing up, we all wanted to and enjoyed it. It was a part of our summer.
So when I was a kid, it was an influx of people would come and just rake everything. There's thousands of acres here, and there would be thousands of vehicles just lined up on the sides of the roads. All the dirt roads, there'd be campsites and just people everywhere.
It was a good time. My folks had like 3 different crews. We had one crew was basically the children's crew, mostly all kids from 8 to 18, with a nice older gentleman that led us and oversaw us. But we had a good time as a group doing that.
Oh yeah, yep. Raking was how I got all my school clothes and my backpacks and like anything that I ever wanted. I got it from raking blueberries.
Most of us are here because that's what we've always done and we want to keep doing it. I'm certainly not doing this for the money. There is no profit in blueberries, and hasn't been for a while.
I think it's just a learned love.
Yep.
A learned love of being here, being in the fields, doing the jobs. You have to enjoy it.
Just like anything.
Just like anything, yeah. I'm not sure about Rusty, but I love the day-to-day work. I enjoy being in the tractor. I enjoy I enjoy the change, the season changing, the job changing. I enjoy the different aspects of taking care of one piece of land.
The environment changes a lot of things from your day-to-day activities. Whether we get rain, whether we get sun, it'll dictate everything from the start of our season right to the end and all the way into the off-season.
We're very weather dependent. We either have too much rain or we don't have enough rain and we have a drought, and all those things affect the crop. So the crop vacillates a great deal from one year to the next. Some years you might have a great crop and a lot of berries, and other years it's pretty wiped out if there's a drought. This year we had too much rain in June and it affected the crop. This year's crop is down from what was projected. It's about 70 million pounds in Maine, and should have been perhaps 100 million pounds.
It is becoming more evident that drought will be our big problem. Yeah, so pretty neat.
I think some things that we've learned are about the past and what things have really done well for the blueberries are burning.
Burning.
I think burning has been the #1 thing that you can visually see the positive changes that one particular field will go through once it's been burned.
So see over there where there's a ton of grasses? Those are fields we've never burned.
What's lost is the work ethic. I think today's adults and children alike don't have the same work ethic or desire to work that I seemed to see when I was growing up. I think we see that not just in blueberries, but in many other industries.
I think for the future for the wild blueberry industry, I think labor shortages will continue, and that's a really hard thing. I think fields will shrink. What was nice about having hand crews and things to take care of these fields were pieces that are a little harder to get to and you can't get to with mechanized harvesting. The field will now shrink because instead of taking care of that and being able to rake it and do those things with hand rakers, the tractor is just going to go buy it. People who have built a life in this business, a smaller, grower, and smaller, I guess, mechanical side of it, no one's there to replace it.
Yeah, there's less and less people coming into the business and more people falling out of the business. The small grower is shrinking. The population of small growers is shrinking. And just the people invested in the future of it is shrinking. Usually we don't have the time to we don't have all year to get the crop in. We don't have all year to mow. We have a month, maybe 2 months to get these things done. And if something breaks, you're at the mercy of being able to fix it. Usually yourself.
Usually yourself.
We're running into some of the older growers who aren't quite able to do that like they always have, and the younger generation isn't picking it up. So I think we're seeing some of the smaller farms go away. So the resilience isn't always there.
I'd say a lifelong lesson would be to be resilient. Be absolutely resilient, because these blueberries have grown here for a long time, and they are resilient, and they will keep coming as long as you take care of them. And you need to do the same. Keep showing up every day.
Yep. Even when you think it's all dead, even when it's been burned right down to nothing.
Yep.
I call blueberries the phoenix of the fruit world. You can burn them right down to the ground and they're going to come back better and stronger. And I think that's what we try and do every day.
It's made me appreciate the value of the product, not only economic, but the food value, the nutrition value. They're known for their great taste and flavor, and I'm part of helping Wabana to market and sell wild blueberries, because I think they should be better known throughout the country.
So it's blueberries has afforded us a luxury that I'm very fortunate to have, where my kids can come to work with us. One of my favorite memories is we have a dump trailer that we put on the back of the tractor and we fill it with sand.
Yes, this is a fun one.
And so we fill it with sand to, when we pop some rocks, we replace all the holes. While when the girls a couple years ago, a little bit smaller, we took a big umbrella and we put it in the middle of the dump trailer, and my father-in-law, her father, drove the tractor and just slowly drove around, and the girls played in the dump trailer with the sand in there and the big umbrella, like a big beach day.
Yep, big beach day.
We
And
followed behind with the shovels.
big
And
shovels, shoveling in holes
put
that
all
we
the
put.
sand in the low holes. That
Yep.
was probably one of my favorites.
They're not cheap.
I think my son and daughter will, daughters even maybe, will carry it on. But that's because they all have other livelihoods and sources of income. I don't think any small grower is going to make any money in blueberries. So it makes it tougher and tougher for them to sustain.
I hope so.
I hope that it's something that they enjoy enough to do that. But if it's not something that they enjoy and they feelig with, then they should find whatever that is.
Yep.
I think.
I would agree. Small piece of me wants them to do blueberries.